Hello and welcome. As an AI expert in modern hospitality, I'm thrilled to welcome all of you from Europe Hotel School to your online learning journey. In today's hospitality world, your success really hinges on more than just the classic management skills. That's why today we are diving deep into something absolutely critical: advanced partnership leadership.
So let's start with this fundamental question. In a world packed with brand alliances, tech partnerships, and really complex ownership groups, the old rulebook for leadership, it just doesn't apply anymore. So what does it really take to be a great leader in this incredibly interconnected landscape? Let's find out.
Here's our game plan for today. We're going to start with why partnerships are so essential right now. Then we'll get into the core skills: how to balance big picture thinking with getting things done, why you need a solid framework for governance, and this is a big one, how to lead with influence, not just authority. And finally, we'll see how you can pull all this together to create a real strategic advantage.
All right, first up, the partnership imperative. Before we get into the how, we really need to understand the why. You have to grasp the modern context to see why these skills are now absolutely vital for your career.
Just think about the modern hotel ecosystem for a second. You've got owners, you've got brands, management companies, all kinds of tech vendors, local suppliers. The list just goes on and on. Maybe in the past you could get by managing these relationships informally, but today, with this level of complexity, strong leadership and really clear governance are no longer nice-to-haves. They are absolutely non-negotiable if you want to succeed.
So, if this new kind of leadership is so important, what does it actually look like day to day? Well, that brings us to our second point, the leader's dual focus. It's all about managing this constant tension between the grand vision and the nitty-gritty details, kind of like what a great general manager does every single day.
And this duality is absolutely key. On one hand, you have to be the visionary. You're the one articulating those shared goals, getting everyone excited about the strategic why. But on the other hand, you have to be completely grounded in execution. You have to manage the operational details that actually bring that vision to life. A truly great leader, they master both, and they do it at the same time.
There's actually a name for this ability. It's called adaptive leadership. It's the skill of navigating constant change, complexity, and ambiguity without ever losing sight of the ultimate goal. Honestly, it's a core competency that the industry now expects from all its future leaders, and it's something we really focus on here.
Now, having a vision and being adaptable is fantastic, but those things are pretty much useless without a strong foundation to build on. And that foundation is governance. It's the essential framework that makes all that seamless coordination even possible.
And please don't think of governance as just more bureaucracy or red tape. That's not what this is about. Instead, think of it as the skeleton that holds the entire partnership together. It's the set of rules, the processes that provide clarity and alignment, and allows all these different partners to work together without tripping over each other.
So a strong governance system is really built on three practical pillars. First, you need clear decision-making frameworks. Who decides what and when? Who gets the final say on that new tech vendor that impacts both the brand and the property owner? Second, you need regular performance reviews to make sure you're on track. And third, you need agreed-upon escalation processes for when things inevitably go wrong, like a key supplier suddenly failing. When these are in place, everybody knows the rules of the game.
And the benefits here go way beyond just simple coordination. Good governance actually protects the entire partnership. It helps ensure everyone's acting ethically, it manages strategic risks, it maintains that crucial operational clarity we just talked about, and maybe most importantly, it builds a culture of accountability where everyone actually delivers on what they promised.
This brings us to what might be one of the most challenging but also one of the most powerful parts of partnership leadership. It's all about influence over authority. See, in most of these alliances, you're not actually the direct boss of everyone involved. So, how do you lead?
This quote right here really gets to the heart of it. You just can't rely on your job title or where you sit on an org chart. Your success is going to depend entirely on your ability to persuade, to build trust, and to align people around a common goal through the strength of your influence, not the power of your command. So how do you actually build that influence? It's not magic. It really boils down to three core actions. First, you have to build consensus, bringing all these different stakeholders together. Second, you have to be able to manage conflict constructively when people disagree. And finally, you have to foster trust. Because without trust, let's be honest, influence is totally impossible.
So when you master these skills, that dual focus, the governance, the influence, something really remarkable starts to happen. Let's look at the ultimate goal here.
transforming your partnerships into a genuine strategic capability.
This is where so many organizations are stuck, right? Their partnerships are just this loose collection of individual relationships. They might work, sure, but there's no synergy. They don't create any real, lasting advantage for the business. But the goal, the real destination on this journey, is to transform that messy collection into a powerful, integrated, strategic capability. When your network of alliances is led effectively, it stops being just an operational task and becomes a unique asset that your competitors simply can't copy. It becomes a driver of innovation and a real competitive advantage.
Okay, so as we wrap up this masterclass, let's just quickly recap the crucial takeaways. First, remember to always balance that big picture vision with on-the-ground execution. Second, build a robust governance framework for clarity and accountability. Third, always lead with influence, not just authority. And if you do all of that, you can turn simple collaboration into a powerful strategic weapon for your organization.
And that brings us to one final question for you to really think about. Look at the partnerships you're in now, or the ones you hope to lead one day. How are you going to apply these principles, starting tomorrow, to lift them up from just a bunch of relationships into a real strategic force? The opportunity is all yours. Thank you.